Today, most consumer transportation is powered by fossil fuels. Even electric vehicles need to get their energy from somewhere, and most energy generation in the world today comes from these fossil fuels. All the while, we need to stop emitting carbon into the atmosphere to halt climate change. Nuclear energy may be a solution to this. To understand how nuclear energy could power consumer transportation, we first need to look at how nuclear energy works. Through a process called fission, atoms are split, releasing enormous amounts of heat energy along with 2 to 3 neutrons. The neutrons go on to split other atoms, making a chain reaction. The energy released can be converted into electricity in several ways, but the most common method is by heating water into steam, which turns turbines that produces electricity. Another way is to use heat pipes to transfer the heat to power generators, known as Stirling converters. The most common nuclear fuel is uranium, which is insanely energy dense. One small uranium pellet of only 10 grams contains the energy of 1 ton of coal. The 1950s and 60s, often labelled as the atomic age, witnessed a lot of optimism regarding the potential of nuclear power. After the world's first nuclear power plant in 1954, the first nuclear-powered ships and submarines soon followed. The future for nuclear energy seemed very bright. Car designers and manufacturers were inspired to consider the possibility of nuclear-powered vehicles, but at the same time sufficiently safe and small technology did not exist. During this period, several car concepts were developed by automakers such as Ford and Chrysler, with the Ford Nucleon in 1957 being the most famous. Since then, nuclear technology has seen radical improvements, with the latest trend being small modular reactors, or SMRs. These come in varied sizes, ranging from the size of a 5-storey building to the smallest ones only the size of a car. We have chosen to focus on SMRs, though there are many promising reactor designs in development around the world. SMRs are designed to be self-contained, in that once the fuel is spent, the entire module is replaced, instead of replacing only the fuel rods. This is both quick and cost-effective. The principle of operation is the same as already mentioned. Only the electricity would be used to drive electric motors that turn the wheels of the car. Nuclear technology for cars would obviously have to be safe, securely shielded in the event of an accident, and to protect people and environment from any risk of radiation. Comparing its range to electric cars, which have a range in the hundreds of kilometres, a nuclear-powered car could have a range in the hundreds of thousands of kilometres. The world must transition away from fossil fuels. Nuclear power emits no greenhouse gases in operation, but it is expensive, partly due to the lack of demand, which hinders innovation. Some experts believe we must use nuclear energy if we are to succeed without fossil fuels. Fossil cars are being replaced by electric vehicles at an increasing pace worldwide, but an emerging challenge with electric cars is the need for charging stations, which requires an enormous global infrastructure if all cars are to be electric in the future. In contrast, this would be a non-issue for nuclear-powered cars. Today, nuclear waste is not recycled, but it can be. This process is called breeding. In fact, today's nuclear reactors only use a few % of the energy available in the fuel. Sadly, breeder reactors are not common, partly because of cost, which again is connected to demand and lack of innovation, but also because they separate out pure weapons-grade plutonium for the waste products. But innovations could solve this problem. There are 270,000 metric tons of spent nuclear fuel in the world today. In recycling this, you could power the entire world for 72 years. Recycling also drastically reduces the radioactivity of the remaining waste products, from a million-year storage problem to a few hundred years problem. Given that technology for nuclear-powered cars does not yet exist, much of the economic implications are impossible to predict, but new jobs would be created within the technology: mining, production, maintenance, recycling, waste disposal, and through the whole value chain. The global automotive industry has an estimated worth of over $5 trillion, and its projected worth is to almost double by 2030. A solution for permanent waste storage will be a challenge, even with recycling of fuel. In Finland, they are currently building the world's first permanent storage facility for nuclear waste, half a kilometre underground, but many more are needed all over the world. Barriers for innovation exist on all levels right now, but this can change with innovation. We would consider safe nuclear technology for cars as a breakthrough innovation, even though nuclear technology already exists. Safety, cost, and recycling are the primary obstacles to overcome, and even if all problems are solved, there are still cultural perceptions that must change for nuclear-powered cars to succeed. The motivating factors for development of future technology are hard to predict, but we imagine intrinsic contribution would be the most prevalent because nuclear power, in cars and in general, may be the solution for a sustainable energy future. Nuclear-powered cars, as an innovation, would most definitely be placed on the very top of the Danish design ladder, not only changing the entire sector, but changing the world.